I think every child hopes to visit the happiest place on earth someday. I know when I was a kid, I always hoped to go to Disneyland or Disney World, and it didn't matter which. I'd see commercials on TV and dream of the day I'd meet Mickey or Cinderella. Walt Disney and I share a birthday, so I've always been a fanatic about him. My mom and dad would throw me Disney birthday parties, and as I got older, I started reading more about the man himself. Walt Disney is an inspiration to me because he set out to make his dreams come true, and he's made the dreams of millions of others come true as well. Seeing the expression on my kids' faces when they met Mickey for the first time set me back to 1983 when it was me standing there hugging Mickey Mouse. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Disney and how he grew from a young artist into the legend he is today. Walt Disney presented the world with imagination, optimism, creation, and self-made success. He is an inspiration, a legend, and he was a great man. He was born on December 5th, 1901 in Chicago. He was one of 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. He moved to Missouri when he was young, and that's where he grew up. He showed an early interest in art. He started selling his drawings to neighbors to earn money. And then when he got into high school, he decided to move back to Chicago and study art and photography at McKinley High. According to the popular published author Elizabeth D. Schaefer in her biography of Walt Disney written in the Guide to Literary Masters in Their Works, published in 2007, Walt wanted to enlist at the age of 16 after the U.S. entered World War I. But he was underage, and so therefore he provided relief work with the Red Cross Ambulance Corps in France. I once read somewhere that his ambulance was not camouflaged like the others, but covered in cartoon characters that he created. Once he returned to the U.S., after leaving France, he went to work creating more cartoons. He turned his parents' attic into a studio, and he created Laugh-O-Grams, which was his first cartoon, played in theaters and commissioned by a producer. He moved to Hollywood, where his brother Roy lived, to have access to film industry leaders. He met a studio inker there named Lillian Marie Bounds and married her. John Bowen, a historian and editor of the Cambridge Dictionary of American Biography, says in the same 2001 publication that Mr. Disney created Mickey Mouse in 1928, and that's when his success took off. Mickey Mouse was introduced in the first sound cartoon, Steamboat Willie. Walt Disney also made the first film of any kind in Technicolor entitled Flowers and Trees. Then he produced Silly Symphonies from 1929 to 1939, and that featured Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto. His first full-length feature, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, was released in 1937, and great success came from there. He began television production in '54, but he had a dream of a clean and organized amusement park, so he opened the doors to Disneyland in 1955. He was one of the first to present full-color programming with his wonderful World of Color, and in 1965, he decided he wanted to improve the quality of urban life in America, so he began designing the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, better known as Epcot. Tommy Peters states in his short biography of Walt Disney on the Internet Movie Database at imdb.com that Mr. Disney contracted lung cancer and died on December 15, 1966. He left behind his wife and 2 daughters, but his brother Roy carried on their plans to open up Disney World, and it was opened on October 1st, 1971, followed by Epcot opening to the public on October 1st, 1982, and I was there when MGM Studios theme park opened on May 1st, 1989. As you can see, Walt Disney made his own success. He had visions and he made them a reality. As he once said, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing, and that's exactly what Walt Disney did. Walt had extraordinary talent, and he used it to not only improve himself, but to improve and inspire the world. He created places for imagination and happiness to flourish. Even through all his success, Walt Disney never gave complete credit to himself. One of the most famous quotes he said is, "I hope that we don't lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse."
I did my Comp 2 paper. When I was up at Stillwater, I did it all over Walt Disney's. It was fun.
Oh, no, did I say that?
But mainly on like how it, what was it? It was like
Whoops, I didn't do that.
the racism and everything, like inside of
Oh,
all this stuff.
Right.
I heard
Supposedly.
that, yeah.
Supposedly.
And he was that age.
It was pretty fun.
My husband's an artist, and so matter in Disney. I kept trying to encourage him to apply there, but.
To apply there in Salem?
I guess I'll go next. Again, right.
Well, maybe I just.
They have a pretty short list of places they hire from.
Dream job. I worked in essay about it for school.
I know, that one, when I was